And we start with what is called the technical readability and structure requirements, which you as a content writer should be aware of. Let's remember that right now we are trying to write for two audiences. One is the humans and one is the machines. For humans, the old rules still remain, which is you write valuable content, you provide guidance as to how their problem gets solved, you offer information, and you offer value. Of course, today, humans also want something which is easily scannable. Everyone's busy, no one has the time to read too much. So let's remember that. When it comes to machines, they want a very structured format. They want something that they can parse and they can extract from your content and they can summarize and they can reuse. So let's remember all of that, and let's first discuss the technical and readability and structural changes that you need to follow while you write content. So LLMs interpret content by analyzing relationships between words and concepts. What that means is they're very highly sensitive to structures and they follow the structure to understand what your content is about. So formatting becomes very important, and where you place your content where is important. So the old way of writing content was like, you write an introduction and then you write a body and then you write a conclusion. It does not matter, everything would be chunked together in longer paragraphs. Today, here are the main rules I want you to follow. One, give the key information right at the top. Begin with very clear and direct answers. Similar to an inverted pyramid structure, which means that if you've I'm sure all of you have gone to Wikipedia, and if you see Wikipedia, you get the answer right at the top. So front load your content. So if you're talking of maybe the top places to visit in India, answer them right at the top. Give a direct answer right at the top, front load it, and then go ahead and explain, right? Key insights, definitions, the main thesis should always be presented at the top. Provide concise answers immediately after question-based headings, and then you can elaborate it. LLMs always prefer responses. A little less than 50 words is all right for direct answers. So whenever you have a question-based headlines, make sure that you're not writing fluff. Give them the answer then and there, right? The next point is use clear and very logical heading structure, and this is extremely important. The format you follow is extremely important, right? So organize your content, and I think this was important even for when we were writing before, that write your H1 properly, write your H2s properly, write your H3s properly, and write your H4s properly. So when you read an article, it should flow very logically, and people should be very clear that this is my main section, this is a follow-through from, this is a subheadline, and these are points which come under that subheadline. So structure and format your content really well, because this is extremely important for LLMs or AI search, right? Do not write dense blocks. Break it up, chunk it up, make it into small chunks, and try to answer your headlines as effectively and, as if you're answering a question. Think of how you would answer a question and write like that, right? Write in extremely scannable formats. For example, this is also, again, something that we used as best practice before. We use bullet points, use numbered lists, tables, short paragraphs. And when I mean short paragraphs, don't go more than 2 or 3. That's what I would recommend. It improves AI readability. And also humans like short sentences. No one has the time to read a lot in one paragraph. So that's a pretty easy thing to follow. Whenever you're, try to remember that whenever you're writing, say maybe you have 4 paragraphs in your main body copy, each paragraph should contain the answer in itself. It should stand alone. So if there's a question in the headline, you're answering that question in the paragraph. And if, for example, it is being picked up as a snippet, it should answer, you should get the answer right in the paragraph below the headline, right? So if try and give a question-based headline, try to figure out how the concept can be, if someone is asking a question about that particular concept, how would you write it? Write in the same format. And every para should self-contain an idea. Don't use 3-4 paragraphs to explain one idea. Try and write it in one or two paragraphs maximum, but overall every section should have a self-contained idea. So everything is about questions and answers. So make sure that you try and use question-based headlines. Label sections very clearly. So I cannot stress this enough, but like if you're writing a conclusion, write that in conclusion. If you're talking about features, special features, product features, write that. Or maybe you're talking about the most common mistakes that people make, write that. So LLMs love labeling because it helps them understand or parse your content better. So again, use conversational language because it helps AI understand your content better. Another thing that we've been experimenting with, and I feel that this works really well and can improve the visibility of your content, is adding a small summary at the top of your content. Like, you've written an article, give a summary. Put a TLDR, too long, don't read. So you're basically telling AI and also your readers that if you don't want to read this huge paragraph or this whole article, here's the summary. So that also helps a lot in getting visibility of your content and getting picked up as snippets or being cited by LLM search, right? A well-written TLDR can also double up as a meta description or be used in AI previews. So that's why it's very important to give summaries.